Hey,
Matt.
hey, how's it going? Hey, what
Just
if
go.
curiosity is our most valuable resource? And what if we can create a one-stop curiosity shop to do something about it? I'm really curious to get curious with you here today, Nestor, about the idea of creating a curiosity project. So, if you know anything about me and the kind of the journey with curiosity and curiosity-based thinking, one of my early hypotheses has been assumptions has been that curiosity is a natural resource, our most valuable resource, and you can see with the development of AI and other technology that it's really becoming human curiosity is becoming more and more valuable than ever before. So early on, my biggest concern was wasting this resource. Like we're wasting gas, we're wasting water, we're wasting all this curiosity, and we still are. So I want to do something about the waste. But I also, now I'm thinking more and more, what if we don't just focus on the waste, but how can we be more proactive? What if we can do something ambitious, something crazy, something people tell us is impossible, we're foolish to even imagine? What if we could do a curiosity project where we truly bring in all of the power and the resources around curiosity into one single place and then share it with the world? And then truly start converting or transforming this collective human curiosity that exists and start doing something with it. And I keep imagining that this curiosity project as being like a one-stop shop for curiosity, kind of like a micro mall for your mind, if you will, where you need, because curiosity can be so many things and connects to so many things that this curiosity project is a place people go to determine or figure out what they can do with this curiosity, how they connect with others, how they can collaborate, and we can get the most out of human curiosity. So I've put together, I'll share this document with others, and I can't wait to get curious with you and others about it. It's kind of been sitting in the garage for a long time, but I thought, why not share it? It's ambitious. It's more than one person or even two people could ever do. So I thought, in order to find the means necessary to make it happen, let's start sharing it with the world. So we'll share the document for others to give their thoughts, and we'll dive deeper into this in future videos. But I thought today, let's just go one by one into the 8 components of what this curiosity project could be. So Nestor, thanks again for getting curious with me today. And I'm really curious. The first component of this proposed curiosity project would be an education center. And in the very least, this education center would be the part of curiosity where we design and deliver curiosity-based thinking, learning experiences, and training at the very least. And that's a very 30,000 foot view level of view of it. But what do you think, from your perspective, if we were to create an education center as a part of this curiosity project? How would you describe it? What would you like to see? And I'll only say this once, so I don't have to say it over and over and over, but to remind myself as well, is be crazy. Remember, this is an ambitious project. We want to create, this is like the Elon Musk going to Mars kind of stuff. We don't want to go to the moon. We want to go to a planet. Yeah. We want to work on creating the Curiosity Project as something that's definitely beyond our current imagination, so that we can create something very, very practical and that honors what curiosity is, right? Curiosity pushes us to the unknown. So as we discuss each one of these, share with me your thoughts on, what should this education center have, both that we know and beyond the unknown or unimaginable.
Okay, Matt. This sounds like a not just a crazy project, but a very large one. Because
Definitely.
when we are talking about natural resources, so basically we start from the point where we say that sorry, that curiosity is a natural resource. So basically, natural resources, you have 2 types. You have the type 1, that is the one that you can create again. Basically, it's
Mm,
water. Okay, you can create water out of many things. But then you have coal, you have
mm.
petroleum, you have gold. That pretty much they are non-renewable. The beauty with the curiosity is not just that it's renewable, but it's renewable in an exponential way, depending on
Yep.
how you mine the curiosity. That's the notes that I was taking here.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if we say, hey, we have the natural resource, And this is something that we can use in order to improve life, in order to be more creative, in order to have a
Hmm.
better process for innovation, in order to have a better way of thinking. But the thing is, okay, this is the natural resource. But when you have a natural resource, you have to have it in your hands. So basically, you have to have access to this resource.
Hmm.
And the way you have access to natural resources, it's via mining. So basically, I was trying to get crazy, like just as you were saying, it's if we want to deploy curiosity in hundreds of thousands of people, we need to
Hmm.
mine this
Yep.
resource. And what do you need to mine a resource? You need miners, but there's okay. Here it opens to many questions. Okay,
Hmm.
who is a miner? How do you become a miner? What type of licenses do you need to become a curiosity miner? Do you have mining licenses? Do you need a
Hmm.
license to mine the curiosity resource? But I think there's no perfect answer for that. But when we talk about education centered uh,
Hmm.
mining process, so basically the tools that you need are
Well,
become came
the tools.
from education, you know. So
Yeah.
basically you can become a miner. That's perfectly fine. But
Hmm.
you can become a rudimentary mining or
Yep.
industrial miner. So basically,
What?
it depends on the type of tools and
Uh-huh.
resources that you have. The beauty here is that you do not need millions of dollars to buy machinery,
Hmm.
but you need the time and you need to, of course, invest in getting the right tools to become a good
Hmm.
miner. Because it's not
Hmm.
that we say, hey, we are all curious and we are developing curiosity. Yeah, but you
Hmm.
need these tools. These tools are education centered, and I think if we think in terms of, okay, what are the artifacts and the tools that we can
Uh-huh.
create around education, and we understand that we have the resource, but we need to
Yep.
mine this the resource and then transform the resource into something. That's my first
Wow. This
approach to this.
this is why I love getting curious with you so much because that's an answer you could only get from an engineer or an industrial
Yeah,
engineer. I
yeah,
love it because you go straight to the mining and you go straight to that's wonderful because I would never have thought of that perspective to connect the mining of the resources to the educational resources, right? Um, so that's fantastic. I love how you connected it all together, and it really broke down to the tools. You know, because you started with licenses, and that's great, especially for industrial side. You know, but when it comes down to it, even after all of the licenses and education and everything else, it really it's just you and the tools. But also think the thing that kept popping in my mind listening to you was I'm sitting here in San Francisco, California. There was no licenses. The gold rush, people just came out here with tools and ambition, right? And just and whatever else that just fueled it, curiosity, yeah. And I think there's a lot that we could just kind of capture that similar spirit of just heading out. What you were just out in the West, right? It's a magical place. Just heading out west with nothing but your curiosity, your ambition, and your tools to go mine for gold, or what your curiosity can bring you. But having you connect that back, well, not just the license, but where do you get those tools? Well, that's where the education center comes in, right? That's where curiosity-based thinking is a designed tool to help people mine their curiosity. Well, where do you acquire, where's the store? Remember the micro mall for your mind, that one-stop curiosity shop? Well, what if this Project Curiosity, the education center, is where the miners, the person who made the most money from the gold rush was Levi Strauss,
yeah. And
right? And
still,
I love saying this. He was selling the supplies, the tools, the miners. Yeah. So what if this education center, we just call it the Levi Strauss Education Center, but it's the place where people come to acquire the tools to access the resources their curiosity can bring them. Yeah, yeah, that's
okay,
a
yeah, I really love the concept of for the one-stop shopping, one-stop shop for curiosity, because what will you find on one-stop shopping for curiosity. I will say, of course, tools,
Mm-hmm.
many tools. The beauty with tools is that you have levels and you have a complexity,
Mm-hmm.
and you can
Yeah.
have tools that actually, if you are mining, I would say a small quantity, you need a
Mm-hmm.
very specific type of tools. If you are mining medium
Yep.
or quantities, you need to change the tool, because
Mm-hmm.
the way you are improving in something, it's a space with the tools that are required to be a better
Mm-hmm.
miner. And the way
Mm-hmm.
you are getting better with something, you need access to better tools, so that
Yep.
way you can improve the way the your, I would say, the set of skills that you have. It's not just
Yep.
you, it's you and the
Yep.
tools, and getting these tools to work to get I would say better profit. I know that the profit here, it might be economic, it might be philosophical, it might be on the education level, it might be cultural, it might be on an
Mm-hmm.
environmental side. So basically, it could be everywhere. And
Yeah.
the thing, it's and one of the other things that I was taking notes here is really great for me, is that it's almost infinite options of creating tools, and it's not just the tool that
Oh yeah.
Murrie or Nestor Santos are creating. It's
Yep.
a place that it's
It's
open to everybody
uh
that wants actually to create tools for
well,
other
it's
people to use.
DIY. If you want, you can make your
Yeah,
own tools.
or
Yeah.
use it
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Or you can have manuals. You can have the literature that you can consume.
Frankenstein. Take one tool, combine it with another, and make a new one. It's a lot. If you remember maker spaces, right? It's kind of like a maker space of the mind as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and here you can have everything. You can have
Yeah.
communities that are created by people. You can have an engineer community of
Well,
curiosity miners. You can have I don't know,
well,
a curiosity
you know
mine
that's
project for
that's
doctors.
the beautiful thing about curiosity. It's a resource where the output, like a lot of resources, when you burn coal, you get soot and smoke and everything else, and it's got
Mm.
this negative impact, right? Well, when you burn curiosity, you get communities. you get right. You get new ideas. You get further actions. It's one of those things where you can see how excited I get about curiosity. When you really look at it as a resource, it's amazing we haven't done more with it yet until the Curiosity Project, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I like, and I have a question here for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. Please.
So let's say if you're somebody that you're being keeping track of our conversations on curiosity, how do you participate? How can I participate in this project? What might be the way I could get involved in the project?
That's an excellent question. The first way to contact us, right, is to get in touch, to hear your ideas. Like, what do you see? What's your vision, or how do you think you could contribute to the project? Um, I'll be 100% honest. Most of this is we need resources, right, to build any of this. The Curiosity Project, while it does have for-profit components, and it could definitely follow a for-profit. It's designed to follow a for-profit structure. Um, we're not selling widgets, and we're not selling marketing courses or anything like that. So in other words, it would require a base level of resources to get off the ground, to get started. Um, that's to put it bluntly, right? That's not a call. That's not an ask for resources. But sometimes people can help by pointing us in the right directions as far as the people, places, organizations who would be interested in supporting something like this. And then, we've got an outline. I've got an outline sketch that's based on prior experiences and projects and things I've done in the past. So there is experience and data, evidence of all of these things that I'm proposing in here. It's just they've been done disconnected. They've been kind of, it's all been disorganized up to this point. And just reflecting back on the work I've done in Curiosity for the past 20 some years, I thought, well, what if instead of doing all these different kind of directions, we could consolidate it into a single Curiosity project? Um, so yeah, so people can help us in any number of ways, from helping us grow from two people to more. But any ideas on directions we could take to really make this a reality? Yeah.
Yeah. just met. So this is a short, of course, version of
Yeah.
years of work. But if you are here, we are talking about tools. Do you think can
Mhm.
we explain, for example, one tool of curiosity that, of course, you
Well,
have been created over the last years?
yeah, no, in fact, I'm glad you brought that up because one of the I was going to suggest something like this when you're talking about the different tools, miners use and how different tools can be used for different things. Um, and it made me think that, yeah, if you design the right tool, like a knife, for example, right? A knife could everybody from a cook in the kitchen to a hunter in the forest needs a knife. Like they can be, it's one tool and there's different kinds of knives, but they can be used over and over in many different. So a lot of the curiosity based, when I design a curiosity based thinking process, I try to design it with that in mind. How can this be used as a tool, but also as a tool that can be used in the kitchen or the forest or the garage or wherever you need it, right? One such tool is what I call the what to wow process. And what the what to wow does is takes any complex thing and makes it simple in 10 minutes or less. And it's super simple. What you do is whether you're sharing something like your startup or your great idea, or what you want to convince someone to do, or a paper you're going to write, you name it, or questions you have, something that you don't know, oh no, AI, what's this all about? You come up with one sentence for each of the following words. What? So in other words, if you're, sharing your idea, what is it? Who who is it for? When is it used? Where is it used? How does it work? Why do people use it? And then here's the two bonus at the end. What's the biggest challenge for people using it? Or what's your biggest obstacle, or what's your biggest fear in making it happen or making it real? And then wow, what's the awesome? What's amazing about this? Why is the world better because of this, right? And if you have questions, it's like AI. Well, what is AI? Who is AI? Who uses AI? When do people use AI? Where does AI come from? How does AI work? Why is AI taking over everything right now? What do I need to know about AI? Wow. What would the world look like with everything on AI in a positive way? And then go try to find answers for each one of those, right? Or share your statement. So a what to wow is one of the knife, the not just knife, but like a pocket knife, right? The Swiss Army knife, as we say. It's super simple, and I could go on and on and on. I've got resources everywhere on different ways to use this process. But if you can remember 8 words, the 6 question words plus and wow, you can do this. And you can do it over and over and over. You can do it with others. You can do it with things you know or things you want to know about. And that's just one of several different curiosity based thinking processes. And going back to this education center component of the curiosity process, the idea is that we could use this education center to design more processes like that, but then to also train and share those processes with whomever and however many ways as possible. Because even that process can be altered. It can be, you can change all kind of different components for it. This education center would be a place where we both do that and share it with others.
And I'm glad you just shared that tool because
Hmm.
I can certify that this tool really works because I'm a
Nice.
user of the tool. In my classes,
Yeah.
and every time trying to I'm facing a really hard topic with my
Hmm.
students. One of the hardest things as a professor is to go from the very complex concepts around engineering or business or marketing
Hmm.
and get to actually to the table with the practical side of the story.
Yeah.
And the what to wow actually helps my students
Nice.
to solve the equation of complexity
Hmm.
uh, and getting those complexity into small pieces that are understandable and most important thing, applicable in the real life.
Nice.
So basically, that's a beautiful tool.
Nice. Well,
And of
that
course,
makes
if
me
you,
happy to hear.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is one that I use. So Matt, it's a really
Yeah.
nice project is a very beautiful concept, the creation of this curiosity project that is on the education center. And I think we have, of course, here, this is a beautiful conversation, but if many people can join us in this process, I'm sure many tools will be created in the future. So it's social, spiritual, very nice to talk with you. Be
We'll
curious
be getting
about the
curious
curiosity.
about the other components on this curiosity project in future videos. So we
Yeah,
just covered the education for today. There's 7 other components that I'm going to be getting curious with some other experts in the field as well. So I'm going to be, that's why I loved your engineering perspective on that first one. I'm going to be speaking to some people about other perspectives, and I think we're going to get very different answers or responses to each one of these. So thank you for your inputs on this, and I'm excited to get curious with you, Nestor, on the other components of the Curiosity Project.
yeah, sure. Next one will be going deep on these components,
Yeah,
math. So really nice to see
excited.
you.
Thanks a lot. Have a great one.
Bye bye. Stay curious.
Bye. Thanks.